Hey there, what's up? It's me again, Butterfly to Light, back at you with a divine communication on the Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node axis. Okay, Scorpio North Node, Taurus South Node axis. Okay, so let's go with Taurus North Nodes. So, and remember, if you want to find this, what your North and South Node axis points are. Okay, you look at a birth chart. So, or you look at your birth chart. So you may need to look up on Google a birth chart calculator. Just type that in. You need to know the time of your birth. Get that off of your birth certificate or ask someone that knows the time or around about the time as close as you can get to your birth. So you can get the exact placements. So we're dealing with Taurus and Venus. Okay. Taurus North Nodes. You got to remember that you are coming off or out of the Scorpio South Node influence. Okay. So what's going to be helpful for you guys is to remember that you can dream, hope, wish big, be positive. Tauruses see what they want, and most time they usually don't have any doubt about it. Okay, I want that. What do I need to do to get it? And they believe in themselves enough to go and do it, enough to pursue it. Okay, to get those things. All right. So we're wanting to be more open, be more positive, be more self-celebratory. Self-celebratory. Look at the guy in the car. He's sitting alone. I'm pretty sure like he's surrounding himself with things of beauty, things that make him feel alive and motivated. Okay? It's okay to, and I feel like with Scorpio South nodes, a lot of times you get stuck in the drudgery of it all sometimes, the heaviness of it all, of a life, of what can happen because of certain choices and just because, the dark side, the gloomy side, the deep, penetrative side. That sometimes those very things hold you guys in something sort of like a cage. See? So with Taurus North Node, you're learning to break free of that cage, like walk out of that cage. You look, this is the thing. Where you guys are so similar, Taurus and Scorpios, as opposites, is because you both like to hold on to things, and Scorpio definitely has vision, but sometimes Scorpio is not really trusting of that vision. Okay. Especially after you've paved the way in a particular focus or area or direction, it's hard to break free from that. Taurus, I would say yes, but Taurus always keeps that vision open. It's like, okay, well, it's always a possibility. Yes, sometimes it's large, and Taurus is willing to take those small steps to get to that large picture. Okay, because this is the picture. Okay, this is the picture. So with this on this particular axis, is not, no one is saying like, okay, yeah, let go of your desires per se. This is about saying more along the lines of it's about making choices, I see in every situation. But I want to say the choices lay along the lines of like this. What can you let go of? Or what can you obtain for yourself? Because remember, a lot of times Scorpio's goal is to obtain for others. They find their motivation when they can obtain and accumulate for their family, for their lovers, for others. Taurus is like, well, what can I obtain for myself that will in return help the people that I come across in my life? Okay. So, you know, and I honestly, you know, Scorpios can be selfish, but I don't really see the selfishness of a Scorpio is like limited. You know, Scorpios is kind of like this, you know, with me and my partner or my family or whatever, you know, I'm gonna, everything else I can tune out. Tauruses is really, could be really self-motivated. Okay. So you want to move more towards self-motivation through surrounding yourself in those situations that motivate you. Yes. See, this is self-motivation. This is wisdom. Wisdom that you as a Scorpio know you've experienced, or Scorpio South Node know you've experienced all too well, but at the same breath, some of you guys, some Scorpio South Nodes they become the victim, or they become limited by that same wisdom. Okay. So this is about coming out of the darkness. Look, coming out of the darkness. You have the information, you have the life lessons, you have what you know. You can come out and be expressive, communicate. The biggest thing I see in South Node Scorpios is the inability to really speak up about what their truth is. The more you practice that, and it doesn't have to be distasteful. It could just be you in your presence and saying what it is that you want and you need in your life. Communicating to people, letting them know what you don't want to tolerate. What you're writing, you know what I'm saying? That's therapeutic. Counselors, therapy. Like, people try to shy away from that stuff. Like, the only people that can talk to therapists and counselors are psychotic, and they have no. Sometimes we have pent up things inside of ourselves, and you want to keep it, especially with the South Node in Scorpio. You want to keep it there, and you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with it, and then you find yourself not being able to move. You see what I'm saying? Not being able to trust your own guidance. Just being in situations, like taking the difficult route. Not trusting other people. Not even, if you can't trust others, sometimes you can't trust yourself. Scorpio South Node people a lot of times are not able to trust their own decisions because they want to doubt them. You see, they want to doubt them. Okay? And they're kind of like, positivity was that, you know, look at life. You see what I'm saying? With Taurus North Node, we're coming out of it and we're saying, yes, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to choose to pick my situations that bring me positive experiences in my life. No, I can't control what happens outside the world. Will people misuse my trust? Maybe so. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I never put myself out there, how would I know? You got to be able to put yourself out there. Okay? You got to be able to put yourself out there. See? You got to be able to come forward. You got to be able to use your wisdom to your benefit. You know, come out of the darkness. These thoughts, that, like, our thoughts. We always say and insinuate other people are always bringing us our abuse, but you know, you got to understand that it's deeper than that. Whenever you allow yourself to be abused by anyone, any situation, then you got to go back to yourself and say, hey, what is it that's telling me about myself? Then, you know, you see that, you know, we are able to inflict so much abuse on ourselves mentally, feeling lack, feeling you're not worth something, feeling you can't live up to something, feeling that you it's gonna end wrong. It's gonna end bad. That is what you're coming out of with the Scorpio North Node. Okay. With the Taurus North Node and the Scorpio South Node, you're coming out of that type of behavior. Okay, so you want to move towards experiences that delight you, things that make you feel beautiful, sensual, in tune with your body, for yourself. Being open to that vision, no matter how it seems like, okay, this could end up bad. Being open to your vision. Okay? Coming out of the darkness. We're not gonna, let's not inflict anguish in trap pain in our lives. Scorpio South Nodes, when they have that pain, when they feel like the more pain they experience, the more they feel like the further they're getting along. And it does not have to be the case. That has not have to be the case. Speak up. You know what I'm saying? Talk about these things that's deep down inside of you. Talk about them. Put a voice to them. Write, act, participate in life. Vocalize these concerns. Okay? So, for the Scorpio North Node, we have the, Scorpio, but we also have Mars and Pluto, which is the rulers of this sign. And if you're Taurus South Node, I feel like, because we're going to switch it around. Now I'm doing Scorpio North Node, Taurus South Node. If you're Taurus South Node, the biggest thing that you need to understand and remember that indulgences is something that could be keeping you trapped. See? Can be keeping you trapped. Okay? The need to, when you get somewhere and you become complacent, where you get certain habits and you become complacent in them. Okay? So sometimes Taurus can take on a bit of naivety to where they're too trusting. And they don't sense things that's going on around them. You know what I'm saying? They're too trusting and they're not acting off of their wisdom. Okay? And they tend to tune spirituality aspects out of their experience as a human being due to the fact that they want to be physical. They want to have the physical interactions. Okay? With the South Node and Taurus, you're learning to be wise. You're learning to see past the light. See past the surface, okay? And you're learning to think, put thought into it. You see? You are learning to seek knowledge. Knowledge is your best friend. Higher education, training, certification, school, opening yourself up to astrology, some type of spiritual knowledge, getting to know yourself. The whole thing that I spoke about the birth chart and everything would be good for Taurus South Node people because you want to go into Scorpio North Node activities. Scorpio North Node is in tune with himself. Yes. His sexuality. Yes. Okay. But Scorpio North Node, Scorpio traits in general is not necessarily caught up into surface. You see what I'm saying? Just surface experiences. Scorpios want to dig deeper. Scorpios want to know. So as a Scorpio North Node, knowledge is power. Okay? Knowledge is power. Curiosity is your key. What is that? Let me go find out about it. not trusting everything. Be skeptical. Yes. But curious at the same time. Go in it with the understanding of, okay, yes, I don't have to know everything about, or I don't have to be in agreement to whatever this is, whatever knowledge I'm seeking, whatever person this is, whatever, usually it's some type of knowledge or belief system. I don't have to, but at the same time, I can be open to it. Okay. Definitely be willing to change directions. Be willing to change directions. Movement. Your biggest thing, Taurus South Node individuals. Your biggest thing. Whenever you have the chance, movement is your friend. Change is your friend. Sometimes in your house, just change your environment around. Be willing to move and relocate for a job or career opportunity. Be willing to open up past your certain belief system, past the physical indulgences. Faith. Develop a belief system beyond the physical. I ain't gonna tell you what to choose. Stubbornness. Let go of stubborn behavior. Your biggest friend, Taurus, Scorpio North Node, is to allow Scorpios are stubborn, but I don't really feel like Scorpios are stubborn to the extent of a Taurus. Their Scorpio stubbornness is from another angle. They have another aim. You know what I'm saying? Their stubbornness is definitely for their safety, they feel. Your stubbornness is just because. Taurus South Node stubbornness is just because sometimes. And you want to practice being open, curious, but we don't want to be naive. So, you definitely developing some type of plan that you work on. You don't have to tell anybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You work on behind the scenes that develops your creativity, develops you in a way that you can change, because you may need to change careers, you may need to change relationship partners, or just getting out of one relationship to another, just getting from one phase of life to the next. Critical thinking is necessary to add on to who you are and expand you when it comes to what you deem what security is. So you need to be able to come out of that. Definitely trust it in yourself. Definitely trust it in a higher order of things. Because, a lot of times Taurus North Node people or South Node people are being guided to make certain moves, but because of the inflexibility, it's hard to make those moves. So we want to be flexible as possible, and you need to practice that. Like I said, practice that around your own settings. Your own comfort of your own home, if you like. Okay? Try switching things up, doing things different, moving things around, taking another route to work, simple things like that. And I feel like you'll start finding miracles on the way. Okay? That'll be all. You can email me at butterfly2light11@gmail.com. All right? Thank you. I'll be back.